When Sid reaches the age of 15, he enrolls in the same school as his sister in Midgar Kingdom's royal capital. 7 months into his academy career, Sid has established friendships with Skell Edel and Po Tato, 2 other bottom-of-the-pile nobles like him. Skell and Po remind Sid on the way to school that because he scored the lowest on the test, his punishment is to confess to the most desired girl in school and face her rejection. When they arrive at school, they see the girl in question, Princess Alexia Midgar, who rejects the confession of another guy. Sid, on the other hand, is ecstatic about the prospect of witnessing such a confession as a background character. That evening, he goes to confess to Alexia, shaking and muttering, thinking he did an excellent job as a background character confession. To his surprise, she accepts, stating that she had been looking for someone like him. The rumors quickly spread, and people begin to wonder who Sid is and what makes him so special. Sid, Skell, and Po wonder why she accepted and speculate that if she accepted Sid, Skell and Po would have a chance as well. Alexia then joins them for lunch, which surprises the other students because the lower nobility section is there. She is served a lot of food and complains that she can't eat it all. Sid then happily began eating her food in an attempt to get her to dump him. Alexia learned that he is studying Royal Bushin fencing and would like to practice with him. Sid says he's in the lower sections, but Alexia says she put in a good word for him and got him in Section 1. Later, Sid joins Section 1, where Zenon Griffey, the official royal fencing instructor, serves as their advisor. Sid practices with Alexia and notices that her attacks never land. She is slow, and she doesn't use much magic, but realizes that this is because they are reviewing their strokes and counterstrokes. While he admires her technique, he finds it boring. Alexia says after practice that he has a good fencing style, but she dislikes it because it makes her look at herself. Alexia informs Zenon that she is now Sid's girlfriend. Zenon informs her that this will not change the fact that she is betrothed to him, even if it is still a public secret. Sid then realizes what is happening. Sid then tells Alexia that she just wanted someone to help her get out of her engagement with Zenon, and she chose a low-class aristocrat whom she could easily control. As she confirms, Sid expresses his desire for less attention and his disinterest in becoming involved in her problems. Alexia tells him that's a little cold of him, because she knows he lied about confessing to her because his friends easily told her everything. She warns him that if the student body discovers she played with a young girl's heart, he will not be able to sleep at the academy. Alexia wants to keep the boyfriend act going until Zenon gives up. Sid observes that he may not give up because he is clearly out of Alexia's league. Alexia is aware of it, but she wishes to buy some time before dealing with it. Alexia pulls out a gold coin and throws it. Sid looks at it and asks if he looks like the type that can be brought. Sid and Alexia both confirm. As she tosses another coin, he leaps up and grabs it with his mouth, acting like a dog. Sid notices that his parents' allowance is insufficient to carry out his Eminence and Shadow operation, and he cannot afford to miss this opportunity. Sid decides to continue being her boyfriend and is relieved that the students are focused on her having a boyfriend rather than him, allowing him to be the background boyfriend character. Alexia appears to be prudent in public, but behind the scenes, she is constantly disparaging Zenon. Sid decides not to argue with her and simply accepts everything she says. Sid wonders what is so bad about Zenon, and Alexia responds that it is simple to pretend to be nice. She also judges people based on their flaws. Zenon lacks any, which is unusual for a human. While riding the train, Alexia tells Sid that he knows the basics of fencing but nothing more, but she can't take her gaze away from him. He's wondering what happened to her today because her fencing was unusually aggressive and sloppy. Alexia admits she has always wished to be as good as her sister. She lacked what her sister possessed and resolved to become stronger on her own. Alexia was eventually dubbed the fencing ordinaire. It's unfortunate that Sid's fencing is ordinary like hers, but Sid doesn't mind and says he likes her fencing. Alexia reveals that her sister said the same thing to her after she was humiliated at the Bushin festival. Her sister, on the other hand, couldn't understand how pitiful Alexia was feeling. Sid explains that he isn't a good person and wouldn't mind if someone killed 1,000,000 people, but there are some things that people consider worthless, but to him, they are the most valuable things in life, which is why he admires her fencing style. Alexia draws her sword and inquires as to what he means. Sid expresses his rage when people criticize the things he enjoys. The train comes to a stop, and Alexia exits, saying goodbye to Sid and leading him to believe that this is the end of his unwanted relationship. Skell and Po apologize to Sid for telling Alexia everything, but they wonder how far he got with her in 2 weeks. Sid claims he didn't get anywhere, which irritates them because they claim they would have gone all the way. Zenon and 2 other men stop Sid and his friends at the school gate. Zenon informs Sid that Alexia did not return to her dorm last night and that they are investigating a possible kidnapping. Sid is their first suspect because he was the last person seen with her. Sid surrenders as he sees more knights and realizes he is in big trouble. Subscribe to the channel for next part.